Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight's episode of Against the Giants. And I'm so glad to play this week. We actually had a cancellation this week with Curse of Strahd on Tuesday. It definitely wasn't Andrew's fault, so don't blame Andrew. But no, it was Andrew's fault, totally. But we couldn't play this week. And I was bummed because they're at a place in that game. I don't know if anybody here has ever played Curse of Strahd. Well, Jeff has, actually. I know that. I don't know if anybody else has ever read anything about Curse of Strahd. But they're at a place right now where it is very, very dangerous. And it's super important story-wise. They're in the swamps of Berez. There's a dark, evil force that's from that place. And they're about to walk straight into some, bad stuff. And Tim is like, go ahead, Bob, tell me more. And he's muted.
I'm going to forget all of this in just a minute, so don't worry about me.
But I was so hyped for that game, and then but it's better that we have everybody back for it. So then miss this game specifically without Andrew. So we're coming back. Curse of Strahd will be back next week on Tuesday, normally scheduled day. And now you have all taken an extra game on them. So now we got 10 games here. We're at episode 10, if you can believe it. 10 episodes in and Against the Giants. What? Yep. Only 100 more to go, Chris. Incredible.
I can't believe how fast it goes.
It really does, especially when you play weekly. Remember we started Keep on the Borderlands, and it was like every other week. And then
forever.
Occasionally you miss a week, and then it's like 3 weeks.
And it was like during COVID too, so I just sat here in my house like alone for weeks at a time,
at the screen,
staring at the screen, waiting for.
We were so sad.
I was like,
"You're right."
That's why I got so early.
That's it.
I don't know how anyone
really why.
I don't know how anyone else feels, but personally, I think pandemics suck. That's a hot take. I realize, but I'm against them in general.
How did you know that was our icebreaker, Jeff? Do you like pandemics? Yes or no?
Well, I know some people who were far too happy to be in their pajamas all day, watching TV in the back of their street. Yeah,
it gets some fast.
I agree.
There were some perks, but I love it. Jeff's like low key. He's got a 3D printer going right now. What are you printing, Jeff? Look at that in the background. It's printing.
Oh yeah. I'm printing dungeon sticks.
Oh, what is that?
Which are it's little sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Not polymorphic, not geomorphic, but that it's dungeon wall pieces that you can arrange and rearrange. They call them dungeon sticks. They've got a little socket on each end so they fit together, and they're cool. You'll see them at the club. We're going to use them in our Rangers of Shadowdeep game.
Awesome.
In a week or two.
I can't wait. Actually, I've been a little bummed too about that. I've been so consumed with my kids' baseball schedules. I haven't been able to get to the club in the last few weeks. So hopefully soon.
You're right. You haven't.
I know it's sad. It's sad, but soon. Like we said, this game's been going fast. 10 weeks will go by like that in kids baseball time. So it'll be there. And welcome to the YouTube chat. We got actually a lot of people here watching already. I see Strahd is actually in the chat. So Strahd is very, very excited that the the Grayscale gang didn't play this week, but they'll be back, Strahd. Don't worry. And we've got Luis Sanchez in the chat. I see a bunch of other people that we recognize. Tasman's here, Greyhawk Exile, and thank you to Grim Reefer for the 10 the 10
That's good
memberships. Thank you. Always appreciate the support. We got
I like
Cam as
that.
well. And actually Cam, Dasha and I were talking about Cam today because we were talking about the barbecue and how Dasha's what was it? It was your banana pudding, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell it, Dasha? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I made banana pudding for the barbecue last year, and it was great. And I do plan to make it again. That was my first time making it, and I haven't made it since then.
So
and
good.
then I think Cam reached out to me, and I think, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, Cam, I think you asked for the recipe, and then you offered to send a recipe of your aunt's. But then it transitioned to you sent me a bread pudding with bourbon sauce recipe, which I now have and plan to make at least once, but definitely for the barbecue this summer. So very excited. It looks very indulgent, but very tasty.
That's right. So we got some treats coming at the barbecue. More on that soon, everybody. I just got to figure out when I could build and paint my fence, and then we're good to go. That's got to happen first. But we're gonna have a barbecue this summer, and today's Icebreaker is about recipes. So we obviously, Dasha, we'll let you start us off, but the recipe that you made for the banana pudding was unbelievable. I feel like I've had banana pudding. How I could count on my hand how many times I've had in my life. Never thought about banana pudding after that again. But now, that's all I've been thinking about. Banana pudding since last summer.
You've been craving it every day for the last 8 months.
It was unbelievable. So so let's kick off the recipes. I'll go first, and then we'll go around the horn here. But I have a salmon recipe, everybody. It's so good. In fact, I guess this is a classic. Like I make this on my a date sort of date night salmon. That was my thing back in the day. It's so good. It's like salmon where you stuff it. You cut a little pocket in the salmon, make like fillets, stuff it with cream cheese, scallions, and like honey. So mix that all up, and then the sauce on the outside, the glaze is honey, soy sauce, and coarse grain Dijon mustard. And you bake it in the oven, and it bubbles out. It's the best salmon that I've ever had. I love it. Can't make it too much because it is heavy, but it is like awesome, delicious, and I highly recommend. What about you guys? What recipes did you bring tonight? And I got my pen. I'm ready to write it down. What do you got? Oh boy.
I'll go.
Go, Chris.
So I do this thing with chicken thighs, like boneless chicken thighs.
Love them.
And I get boneless chicken thighs, and I sprinkle on some Montreal seasoning with a layer. I flatten them with a layer of pepperoni, mozzarella stick, and I roll them around the mozzarella stick, and then I stand them up, put a pop or a toothpick through them, and put mozzarella cheese on top, and I bake them.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
They're great. They're like wonderful when they're cold, like wonderful cheesy balls of pepperoni chicken thigh goodness.
So what is Montreal? What's Montreal seasoning? I don't think I've ever heard that.
It's like a peppery, salty, seasoned combination that they put on a steak up in like Montreal.
Oh, look at that!
Like a steak.
You can order it on
seasoning.
Amazon.
Okay.
Stuff.
If you've never had it, it's good. You know, if you
I'm
like,
gonna try it.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can't wait to try that one. John, what do you got?
Well, I love cooking, and I've been cooking for a long time. I've learned all my grandma's recipes, and we're not recipe write down people. Where it's very Italian, fly by the seat of your pants. But I think one that like everyone kind of asks for and goes back to is my grandma's mac and cheese, which is like a Munster cheese base, but you make your own bechamel. And it's like Munster cheese, and it's like it's almost like a baked ziti looking thing, and I think that's one of everyone's favorite. Yeah, with double elbows and Munster, Parmesan, breadcrumbs, and then like a whole like bechamel sauce that kind of covers it.
I mean, honestly, mac and cheese, like it's timeless. You can't really go wrong.
No.
Excellent. Grandma's recipe. Nice. What about you, Dasha?
Well, I had one, and then your salmon one made me think of another one.
Oh.
But my original one is kimchi fried rice.
Oh yeah.
As like a comfort, guilty pleasure. Like I have rice and I have leftover kimchi at the bottom of the barrel, and then I have some random veggies to throw in there. The trick is to get the rice nice and dry and toasty and kind of let it, you like don't flip it a lot. You just let it sit there and develop like a caramelized crust almost at the bottom, and
Ooh.
then you start flipping and breaking it up. So good. And then add extra kimchi on top. Um, but the one I thought of now with the salmon is a recipe I learned from my best friend's mom growing up. It's called, I think, salmon en croûte. It's salmon, just like a fillet of salmon, and then you spread, I think it's supposed to be like a cream cheese spinach mixture, but instead her mom did boursin, like the
Oh yeah,
boursin cheese.
yeah.
Just spread a couple slabs of that on top, and you wrap it in puff pastry, and then you bake it. You will have a stomachache after eating it because it's so much dairy, but it's so incredible.
Throw that right on top of John's grandma's mac and cheese. Oh man.
Yes, with
Now
some
we're
Montreal
talking.
seasoning.
Nate, what about you? What do you got?
You know, uh, I love making chicken wings. I
Oh yeah.
usually throughout the fall, make them for most Sundays,
Buffalo.
for Buffalo games. Go Bills. Uh, and it's really, I'm a big fan of, I mean, I'll do them on the grill or I'll do them in the oven. Both work really well. Grill marks are great. And, add some good flavor, but you're gonna want to do a little bit of cornstarch and flour. You can do 1-to-1, but I think more flour is where you want to lean, maybe a 1-to-2. More like John, I don't really write stuff down.
There you go.
Fluff them up in that. You can add some salt and pepper, for your choice, although some traditionalists will say don't. And then, look, if you're doing buffalo, you can easily make like a buffalo sauce with butter and, Frank's or something. But really, we love changing it up, and the hot honey is such a hit. With the honey,
Oh yeah.
sriracha, and a little bit of butter, you cook that up and toss the wings in that. Um, oh, it's excellent. By the way, you're gonna want to keep 20 minutes in mind. Grill or oven. Although if you're cooking them hot on the grill, maybe a little less, maybe more like
But that
15.
mixture is hot honey and sriracha. Throw that all
Oh
in
yeah.
there.
No,
and
honey
butter?
and sriracha,
Yeah.
and then a little bit of
Oh,
butter.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds so good.
Delightful. Toss them in the bowl.
All right. We got the
Highly
barbecue's
recommend.
going to be lit this year, as the kids
Sounds
say.
great.
By the way, I'm never going to give up until one of you refer to it by its correct name. It's the barbecue. Okay? It's the barbecue. It's right there.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Jeff, what do you got? What do you got for us?
Well, I had a couple of things I was going to, again, not a writing down things type of thing. And I, not really even so big on measuring things. I kind of eyeball it all.
This is kind of how the group functions, right? They don't really write anything down.
We don't really make it. Exactly. Exactly. But I'll talk you through my French toast process, which is get obviously a bowl with a flat bottom. Sourdough bread, very important. Sourdough bread is the best French toast bread. Challah bread number 2, country white number 3. Then equal parts beaten egg or egg beaters. You can shortcut there, and milk, equal parts. So like 3/4 of a cup of each. A few tablespoons of sugar, don't count them. A splash of vanilla, and sprinkle a heavy layer of cinnamon on top. Stir that all up. If you've got some orange juice, you can put a little splash of orange juice in there, and that's your batter. So then just
orange juice.
spread both sides, dip it in the batter, put it on I have a big flat griddle, a big square flat griddle that covers the whole burner area, and that's great for I get a lot of use out of that thing. And then just a couple minutes on each side. Just I don't even know how long. I just do it.
I like my French toast crispy, like real crispy.
Well, just
I don't
leave
know
it
about
on.
You, but yeah, leave it on there. Let it burn.
And it's good enough that you can just eat it plain. You don't even have to put syrup on it. But if you're gonna put syrup on it, real maple syrup. Don't screw around with this fake corn syrup with
that's right
caramel coloring. And then sprinkle some powdered sugar. So On the plate, it's butter, then
Uh-huh.
maple syrup, then powdered sugar,
Mm.
and that's
Oh my gosh,
that's
I'm like
it's
hungry
super
right
easy.
now. This
Super
is-
easy, and it impresses people because they think it's harder than it is. So.
This is a dangerous question because now I'm really hungry, and we got one more. Tim, what do you got for us?
Don't worry, I got nothing. I do
Tim
Red
eats.
Lobster for dinner. It doesn't matter to me what I eat.
Tim eats. That's all he's got.
I simply do eat, and like
But let's say you're home by yourself, Tim. You got to eat something, and there's
I go to Red Lobster.
your DoorDash. The DoorDash ain't working. The Red Lobster's closed. What do you do?
Oh God, what is it? Snowstorm? Yeah, man. I'm like honestly I think it's like really tough to beat this is like kind of a cop out. A really good cold cut sandwich is tough to beat. Not gonna lie. Like if you get you can tell me I'm wrong. Okay, and if I'm wrong, you're getting bad cold cuts. Or you're making your sandwich poorly. I worked at a deli in college, and it'd be like 2 a.m, so you're open to like 3 a.m. And I'm telling you, like 2 a.m, like a good like Scooby Doo style, like 8 foot tall cold cut sandwich, unhinged my jaw like an anaconda, like hits different.
You got to at least tell us what's your order. What's your deli order? Come on.
It depends on my mood, It depends on the day.
It's 3 in the morning and you're hungover. What's your order?
Cold cuts. No, chicken cutlet,
Mm-hmm.
fried egg,
Yeah.
balsamic on top of that,
Yeah.
a little lettuce because you got to put a vegetable on there to pretend to be healthy when you're hungover,
No.
and then pepper jack cheese. Wrap that up in tinfoil, toast the whole thing at once, then just like you're probably half the bag anyway, so you just eat the whole thing.
Well, I actually think the cold cut or the sandwich or deli order, that could be another whole topic here. And I grew up with delis. My family owned a deli. We're big deli people, and
good deli.
The
can't
best
be beat.
deli in our local
yeah.
7 towns. The
It
best
kinda
deli
was.
around.
Yeah,
Yep.
it kind of was. Yeah. And we'll go into another day, but there is nothing better than when you're really hungry, like you said, in those moments later at night or whatever, and you get a really good sandwich where the bread is soft but like doughy and chewy,
It's the best.
and the cold cuts are every one of them is hitting the right note. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. So I'll take that as a recipe, even though it's a sandwich.
It's a
I
cop-out.
agree.
Yeah.
When I play in disc tournaments, I almost always go to a local deli and
Yeah,
get
delis are
an
the best.
Italian combo for the lunch in between
Italian
rounds.
combo's a good one, yeah.
It's just it's out.
I tell you what's going to be even better than an Italian combo. This episode right now, because we're in a place where there's going to be food abound. So maybe there'll be some Italian combos and deli sandwiches. What do giants eat? I don't even know. We'll find out in a second. But are you ready to play some D&D?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay.
And for those of you
Absolutely.
in the chat, let me know about the audio because I could not find my headset. And you notice I'm using the earbuds today, and it doesn't play back the same way. Like, it just doesn't. It's not nearly as good. So audio levels look good on my screen, but hearing it is one thing. So I want to make sure that it's good. So let us know in the chat if the audio is working.
And also tell us your favorite recipes.
You know what, Dasha? That's actually even better.
Write them out longhand.
Yes.
Camp in
down
the
below.
chat said we should have a cook-off, and I agree.
Yes.
Live stream of the judging.
That actually might be the best content on this channel if we did that.
Cancel everything else.
Little chopped.
Well, it could.
I think
cooking channel
we all
now.
get a basket. There's shrimp. There's avocado. There's
Worcestershire
Bananas.
sauce.
durian and
you could do a
chili peppers.
a competitive
Yeah.
potluck at the barbecue.
Iron Chef style.
Tabletop barbecue.
We need
You're
impartial
gonna have us
judges,
cook
though.
live, huh?
This would be my dream. I will pay to participate.
Yeah.
The Heironimous Hyrotoes or Heironimous Giant Toes will win.
Ooh, giant toes. A delicacy in some parts. All right, here we are. Episode 10. Erik Lavernus set the world on fire last week. They, I think they're calling it the fumble heard round the world. I think that's what they're calling it. Erik Lavernus turned invisible as two giants sprawled out into the hallway. Eris took for cover and ran north. Erik went to the west before just before that, though, casted invisibility on him and Eris. And you'd think that'd be it. All you got to do is just be quiet. But no. He rolled a natural 1, fumbled his stealth check, and the giants were aware that someone was lurking in the hallway.
You make it sound so much worse than it is.
Well,
oh, it's pretty bad.
These giants were actually pretty observant. Once they knew somebody was there and were looking, they found you, right? They sussed you out. They went all the way down the hallway and eventually collided with you. Combat ensued. Skeggi, Sasori, and Mohag were trapped inside the chamber of the giantess, so it was really the party versus 3 giants. The combat ended up turning, though. Once Heironimous ended up turning one of the creatures using polymorph into another goat. There was just 2 of them. Barak came in and had some really good smite damage. Eris ended up connecting with a bunch of flurry of blows. The party's rogues started getting sneak attacks off. Eric Lavernus still didn't do much, but he tried, and the rest of the group defeated the other 2 giants. Of note, Eris, when the goat was in the hallway, tied not a noose, but tied a rope around the goat's neck and climbed up the wall to kind of tether it to a 15-foot tall sconce in the air. He walked straight up the wall and back down, and only Heironimous was there to witness, taking mental notes. Once the combat was over, the goat was locked in the treasure chest in the giantess's chambers, and then the party moved north. You found a few more doors. There was a chamber where you found some gold and different items that probably could be sold, gemstones, hairpins, things like that. But in one of the rooms, you actually found a very strange chest that had potions in them. Now, 2 of them were healing potions, but the other 2 were strange looking. You didn't know what they were. You couldn't identify them on the spot. You took them. And we also learned how to use a shared treasure application in D&D Beyond, correct? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we've got shared treasure in D&D Beyond. And who has those 2 potions, the strange ones you couldn't identify? Did we not decide that? Decide that earlier.
Heironimous and Eris?
Hyro has a healing potion.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The healing potions should go to Heironimous.
I'll carry the other 2 for identification later.
Perfect.
There are 3
So-
random potions.
Perfect. I think it's 2 random and 1 healing and 1 greater healing.
That's what I'm missing. Then greater. I've got a superior healing and there's a greater healing also. I'm sorry.
No, a regular one and the superior. It's like a normal one and the better one. And then there's 2 potions that you don't know what they are.
I have 3 random unknown potions written down.
I'm reading it right now. I got.
Okay, I believe you.
I'll move it to 2.
Yeah, healing, superior healing, and then the 2 that I'm not going to say out loud.
Okay, they're in the party inventory now, so if someone claims them, let me know and I'll remove them.
Okay, should be Heironimous.
Hyro will take them.
Got it.
Yeah. And after that, you went into what is the Hall of the Chief. This is got a big blazing hearth in it. I'm actually going to reread this section for us in a second. But there's lots of items in this room, including shields on the wall and flagons of pottery and things like that. And just as the party got a glimpse into this room, the double doors to the west, began to move. It looked like somebody was standing at the door about to open it, but paused. You heard sounds of laughter, the raucous party going on. Must be the Great Hall is where that's coming from, the one that you saw the double doors from in the entrance room. So now we get here, and everybody is ducking for cover. We'll jump to our Roll20 screen and get started. All right, let me move us to that screen. Okay. We should all be seeing our characters now, correct?
Yep.
Okay, great. Excellent. So here we are. So these doors to the west are opening. You have a moment. You can take this round and move your token where you'd like and hide if you choose to. Everybody can do it right now at the same time. Move your tokens. And give me a stealth check.
Ooh.
Ooh.
While you're all making rolls, I will give you the description again, so maybe you can be creative with your hiding spaces. Numerous interesting things fill this place. That is literally what the box text says. Numerous interesting things fill this place, which is dominated by an enormous fireplace. The mantle of the fireplace holds a few items, including a shiny brass jar and a humanoid skull. The room has 2 tables, several chairs, stools, as well as rugs, hides, and skins on the floor and walls. The tables have pottery flagons and platters on them. There are pots and kegs all about this place. The walls display various trophies, heads of humanoid creatures and other creatures, skulls, skins, and some arms and armor. Directly across the fireplace are 8 shields mounted on the wall. So that would be this area right here. So there's shields mounted on the wall, and all over the place. This is adorned with human heads, elves, dwarves, all of the pretty standard humanoid races. All right, let's look at the chat. Dasha, go ahead.
How big are the pots and how big are the shields? Are they humanoid sized, or are they like extra large for giants?
Yeah, actually, the shields are. They look like they might have been trophies taken, so they are not giant sized. Also, more or less why they're on display, because they're not really usable for the giants.
What about the pots?
Pots would be larger. Pots would be like things that giants would use to cook. This does look like there's some cooking has gone on here, but for the noise that you hear in the feast that's going on here, it doesn't look like this is everything. This could be like, some hors d'oeuvres. All right, so looking at the chat, I see most of the stealth is pretty low, actually. I see a low for Barak, a 9, Heironimous, a 9, Sasori, a high 22, Erik, a 14, and Skeggi, very high, and...
Fucking invisible.
Yeah, basically. You rolled a nat 20, and Erik Laverne is decently high as well. 17. Okay.
And how tall are these ceilings?
They're high now. In the middle areas of the chambers, they're upwards of like 30 feet.
And how tall are the giants?
I mean, a hill giant is anywhere from like 16 feet to 20 feet. That's like the standard hill giant.
Okay.
Some are bigger. You've actually seen bigger, Dasha. So.
Okay.
All right. And Mohag will go with his best friend, Sasori.
That's where you're going, Eris?
I'm going around this corner. Yes.
I see your token at the north. Am I crazy?
Yes. Wait, hang on. Where do we hear the noises
I see your token
from?
is right here.
Yes.
Noise is coming from here.
Noises are coming from the west.
Yeah.
I had a thing I was going to do, and now I'm rethinking it. Okay, I'll go ahead with
Oh,
the
it's
rest.
okay. I was just.
No,
I
you're
wasn't
making
sure
me
if you
nervous.
had
I'm going to
moved
go
yet.
hide with the rest of you guys.
No,
Okay,
walk up
then
on the
Barak will
ceiling. No one will see
also-
you on the ceiling. Do it.
Walk up
That's what I
on the
was gonna do.
ceiling.
Do it.
Yes.
That's what
Nobody
I
will
was
look
gonna
up. They're only 16 feet. Ceilings are 30.
Okay,
And it's
I'll do
dark
my...
up there.
That was what I was going to do, and then I
think
started
it's
second
brilliant.
guessing.
Can you get the
Oh, love
cobweb
it.
in the corner, please?
I will. Yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
hiding around this corner, and she's actually gonna start slowly, like quietly making her way up the wall. To
Okay,
the
so
ceiling.
yeah, you literally like scale the wall. It almost looks effortless to you. And the group at this point might even notice it. Your stealth check wasn't stellar, so I'm sure there's some people here who probably see you moving and see you up there. So
Can I say in canon,
Hi.
like Barak was like waiting to see if she was running to go hide with the rest of them, and was like, "I'll stay here if like she's not gonna hide." But when he sees her climb the wall, he like slowly backs under the table with them.
Yeah.
It's like, what is she doing?
Is,
yeah.
Can
is
you
this
teach
a
me how to do
stool?
that?
Is that a stool I can climb under?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'll climb under, like up into the rafters of the stool, since I'm guessing it's giant size.
Yeah, in the rafters of the stool. Yeah, it's probably like instead of a stool which was normally 5 feet high or something like that. No, 5 feet high. Jeez, that's tall. Maybe like 3 feet high or 4 feet high, right? This is probably like double that. Yeah. So it's like climbing up a basketball hoop. Yeah. So you go up and you get into the innards of the stool. Sasori, I see you're behind the table. Are you trying to just like be behind the table, or are you under there as well?
I was actually trying to get to the other table,
Oh, go ahead. Move yourself to the other table. Sure.
but yeah.
Yeah, go to the other table. You can move there. And then Erik Lavernus, you're hiding beneath the firewood. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good spot for me.
Within the firewood, yeah. Okay, great. So everybody's in their positions. Mohag, Barak, and Skeggi are under the table, and everybody else is in the hiding places. Now the door here opens, and you hear laughter, and you hear noise, and belching, and maybe even some poor attempts at music, and it's a party that's going on in here, a feast. And I'll open the door, and you can see in. Anybody that's actually within view can see. Don't move your tokens, though. Keep them kind of like where they are, yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
bad.
There's a lot of creatures in here, so I actually have artwork for it too. So let me share the art here.
Oh my.
Yeah, let me
I
share
can
this.
see. I hold up. I do this.
What is that? I don't see it. What do you hold
51?
up, Joe?
10 fingers and then another finger.
I add one more finger.
So this is what you see, okay? And this is the artwork. I love this artwork. It's actually from the the Yawning Portal book. It's the 5e version.
Oh boy.
It's really cool art. I like this a lot. This is a long hall, a great hall. There is all sorts of creatures in this room. Just from even this small vantage point, this is one double door. You can see barrels of ale, there's kegs, mead, beer, everything. The party is flowing. There are singing, talking, laughing, shouting, arguing, wrestling, joking. There's giants everywhere. There's food all over the place. Some of this you wouldn't even classify as food. You just classify it as carcasses of animals. And sitting at a long table, there is a male and a female hill giant pictured right here. The man is a massive giant, one of the biggest giants you've ever seen. Like I said, they usually are maybe 20 feet tall. He's sitting down and he's 20 feet tall. He's huge. His skin looks thick and bubbling over, it's fat rolls just for days. And he's feasting. And sitting next to him at the table is actually a stone giant. And you can even see there's a giant that looks like wisps of clouds as hair. These are not typical giants to this area. You know that for sure. And also, underneath the table, you can see the white fur of a polar bear, like a pet dog sitting at his feet.
Boy.
Yeah. And then the door, like I said, open, and a female giantess, an old matron. She steps out, and she's got a servant with her. And the servant the servant looks like she's just waiting for the matron, right? I hate these tokens. They don't look like the people, but this is the matron. Okay. And then there's the servant who's holding the door open for her. And she's laughing and cackling, and she, Tim, you can hear this. Eric Lavernus can hear the noise. And she's basically like, "Oh, you're so terrible. I'll be right back. Just give me a moment. I'll be right back. Yes. I'll get you more. Yes, of course." And this takes plenty of time, so everybody gets their hiding spot. No issues being, running to whatever cover you need. The door closes, and the matron and her servant follow. They follow forward. And the matron goes straight over here. Dasha, you peer out over around the corner, and you're just over the heads of this matron giant and this hill giant servant who's much smaller. There's I think the book kind of calls them the runt. They're like a runt of the litter. They're giants, but they're really small ones. And so they walk this way, and she goes down into this hallway. It seems like she's going somewhere specific. But she says in giant, and Eric understands this, she says, "Get them more drinks and hors d'oeuvres. Keep them happy. I'll get the potions." She goes down this way. And the hill giant goes over to the stool, sits right on your stool. Heironimous sits right on it. You hear the creaking. The servant sits there and starts preparing whatever food, putting it on platters. Blood just starts dripping over the edge of the table. Skeggi, right, it drips. It's dripping literally on your head. Your beard is getting all the juices of whatever's under there. And then you hear, "What? Where'd they go?" And the matron rushes out back again, right over to the hill giant servant. She grabs her and she says, "Did you take them?" And the hill giant servant's like, "No, I didn't touch them. I didn't touch them." And she says, "Well, they're gone. Now we'll never be able to use it. This is our time. If things go poorly, I'll give you a signal. Go down into the basement and get the orc army. Bring them up here if I need it. You understand?" Yes, I will. I'll wait at the door for your signal. Give me that plate. And she grabs the tray of food and starts to move back into this room. And she opens the door. The noise again bubbles, spills over into this room. And she's like, "I told you I'd be back!" And closes the door. And that's it. This hill giant servant starts to walk over towards the door and just kind of waits here, stands almost like on guard.
Did she say the word orc army?
Yep.
I also had that question. Orc army. Okay,
Yep.
great. Now the problem is we're all stuck in here, and no one has any way of communicating.
Shouldn't we talk to her? It sounds like we could. Enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Yeah,
but I think only Erik knows right now.
I'm the only one who knows what she said,
none of
and
the
I've got
rest
no
of
way
us
to
know.
contact anyone else without walking out and being like, "Hey, by the way."
I point to Erik, and you hear in your head, "So were they arguing about what dishes to serve?"
Oh, you can. Oh, can I respond to it?
Yeah.
Wiley? Oh, God, yeah, okay. Oh, man, you won't believe this, but...
Wait,
Giant right
hold on.
here.
Eric Lavernus. Wait, Eric Lavernus is not with you guys. He's hiding behind the firewood.
He's over here.
No, I point to him with message.
Oh, message. Oh, gotcha. Never mind. I missed that. Go on.
We do have a way of communicating. That's fantastic, because I have no way of communicating. In my head, I'll respond to the message, and I will say, they were looking for the 2 potions that we pocketed. And there's an orc army in the basement. You didn't mishear. I said orc army.
Yeah, I
think that was exactly
Barrett's
25
jaw hits the
words.
floor.
If that was the limit.
And it looks like Mohag. Yeah, I you know what? I'll just go over to Heironimous. Actually, does Mohag wear heavy armor?
Giant still in the room.
Yeah. You know what? No, Skeggi. I'm next to Skeggi. I whisper that to Skeggi and say, "Tell Heironimous," because he has the potions, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he could. I don't know. Also, I tell Mohag. I'm just trying to tell.
Trying to dispel this information among the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
And you
message
can
around.
speak better than me. Over to Hyro and at least tell him.
You're closer to him than I am. I'm here.
I have disadvantage and really bad stealth.
You could message everybody, right?
Oh yeah, whatever. I'll just go around like Michael Jackson, just
Pew, 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 pew.
pointing out messages.
Does
to
it work
everybody.
that way?
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, it's an action. It's a cantrip, and
Oh,
it's
okay,
120
yeah.
feet.
That's what you do.
Great. Yeah, I whisper that to everybody, so that everybody knows.
Can it reach me, or I'm up on the ceiling? I think that might be
120
too...
feet, I think.
Oh, 100. I heard 20 feet. I was like, okay, that's short, but cool.
Yeah.
I'll pull out the 2 potions and see if I can figure anything out.
You could just set him on the table.
Do we want to give them the potions? I asked that to Erik.
I don't know what they want to use the potions for, but I don't know what they want to use the potions for, but they were looking for them for some reason.
Keywords and phrases, Erik.
Who
come
knows
on.
what? That's 24.
Add one on there.
Yeah. I whisper that to Hyro,
Keepers.
or message that to Hyro.
Do we want them to have them?
Sasori's getting bored, so he's gonna sneak over to the other table.
Eris is gonna start slowly creeping across the ceiling.
Sweet.
Down
Boop.
this way, if you'll allow me.
Ba-da-da.
I'll mage hand the 2 potions and kind of float them out, like
Oh, I think
towards.
you did it.
Couldn't you hear me? Hello.
Yeah,
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, we hear you.
Okay. I'll mage hand them out towards the guard, and give you guys a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Thumbs sideways from Erik.
All right, so I'll mage hand them over to here, and I'll set them down on the floor and like clink them against the wall so she can hear them. Then let them sit there.
Bob, if you're talking to us, you're on mute right now. Just heads up.
My bad. Yep. Right here.
Yeah, so I'll mage hand them over or over here. Get them away from me, and I'll just kind of clink them on against the wall as they hit the ground a bit, so she can like hear them, and just have them appear on the ground there, as if they overlooked them.
Okay. So a clang sound from the glass, kind of hitting each other, rings out, and this does obviously prompts the attention of the servant. The servant looks, sees them on the floor, puzzled, confused, but she's pretty dumb. She's gonna move over here. Slowly. Looks around. Bends over, grabs them, picks them up, looks over.
Oh no. Oh no.
Goes over to sit down here at the table, places them right on the table, looks at them. You've got funky feet in front of you guys right here. These are horrific toes. Tons of fungus growing all over them. Dirty.
Oh yeah.
And the you can hear the clanging of other utensils, things like that, whatever she's got up on another tray, and she will put some tray together. Eris, since you're on top of the ceiling, you can probably see this from your vantage point. Nobody else would, but it looks like the potions are being poured into cups, tankards, things like that, flagons, and then brought over this way.
Are they being poured into tankards that already have some sort of drink in them?
They were empty.
They were empty. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting that happens when they get poured?
I'm sorry.
Like,
they were empty, but ale was poured in as well from one of the kegs.
Is there any reaction
So
that
roofies.
happens when the potion touches the ale?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
But yes, they were definitely like concealed within whatever drink that was.
Okay.
And then the hill giant servant moves, further towards the door. She seems rather happy with herself, and opens the door just slightly, and like peeks her head in, and then eventually goes into the room.
We listen.
I run
I'd say
over
if there's
here.
no one else in here, I'm gonna come out from behind here, and we gotta huddle up really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd message Eris really quick and just ask if she wants to go listen by the door on the ceiling.
Happy to. I move over there.
Bob, do I need stealth checks to come out to the group
No.
area?
No,
Okay.
there's no stealth needed now.
Great. I'm just gonna tell everybody everything I heard. Like there's an orc in the basement. It sounds like that older one is trying to maybe kill somebody. Certainly
And
willing to
orc.
like coup d'état. There's an orc army in the basement. It's a whole thing. I don't know what's going on here. We may have walked into like an absolute like red wedding situation. You know what I'm saying?
The door
But it
actually
seemed like-
doesn't close fully, Dasha, so you could see in a little bit.
Ooh, okay. I'm like crouching in the corner of the ceiling, hanging on by my hands and feet, so my view would be upside down.
Kind of Spider-Man-esque, right?
Spider-Man-esque, and also I'm in a place where hopefully if the door opens into the room, like it would hide me from view if someone was to like, barge the doors open. I'm in that corner hidden.
Yeah, actually the door does open from like the middle, right? So in theory, like you have a little bit of a vantage point. You'd probably be like more towards the middle, but then could like,
Okay.
with the door, move back towards the wall.
Perfect. I'd love to listen in, and I can't understand anything, but I'll say, I'll tell the
Give
group
me
if I
an
hear any
insight
sounds
check. Insight.
Insight. Okay. 14.
Well, you spot the old matron. That's this one right here. I just moved. I wish I had a better token for it. But sitting at the table, and Eris, I'm just gonna actually move you in totally, so the you can see.
Dear
my God.
Lord.
Okay.
Okay.
So you peek
Been
in
nice
and you
knowing
see
you
this.
guys.
Yeah. So the old matron is moving through a crowd. And she was just talking what seemed to be like with this giant here. Give me a history check, or what would it be? Give me a straight up intelligence if you don't have another skill, but intelligence check. See if you've ever would be able to recognize this creature.
It's a 9.
Okay, either way. Yeah, I mean, this giant looks like one of the bigger giants in the room. In fact, probably the tallest of the giants. And then this giant here is also taller than the hill giants, but lankier. Its skin looks very hard, almost like stone, literally. And then this giant right here is clearly the chief, sitting at the chief's spot at the table. You'd gain that based on the way everybody's treating him, talking to him. And this stone giant here is trying to really focus on a conversation. That's what you glean from this, is really trying to talk to the chief. But the chief's wife appears here. She's interrupting the conversation, getting in the way, not really letting the conversation happen. All the while, this old matron is trying to get towards the servant who has now come into the room with the drinks on a platter.
Mm-hmm. The chief is Nosnera, correct?
That would be the chief here, yeah.
Okay.
If that's the chief. But you think it's the chief based on your insight check.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Does Eris recognize any of the giants that raided her monastery?
That you do. Yeah, that you do. There is a giant right here. Do you see sitting at the table with the green background?
Yes.
That giant is one that you could never forget the face. The face of the giant that killed Deimos.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's just sitting there with his dumb look, his ugly hair that's kind of all scraggly and wiry. He's got that dumb grin that he had when he fought against you and knocked you out. He knocked you against the wall, and you went unconscious for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that dumb grin on his face.
Okay.
And he's there feasting with Nosnera.
Okay. If anyone's looking at Eris right now, her face, it was turning kind of red because she's upside down, but you see it go really pale all of a sudden.
I'm watching. I haven't moved. I've got my vantage point all the way down the hall and my crossbow ready just in case. But I'll.
You might even see that giant that killed Deimos, and he slams his tankard on the table, and all the platters move and the food moves, and it rumbles the earth a little bit, just like that night, the monastery.
At that, Eris, when hopefully she's observed enough, she will kind of scramble down the ceiling, down the wall to the group, and do her best to describe how many giants are in here, kind of the layout, who is where the leader is sitting, how the matron is moving. She will not mention that she recognized that one green background giant from the monastery raid. But you guys can probably tell something is off with her.
You guys ever see Kill Bill? You know the music that's like wee wee, and it's about to be a fight. That's what's happening in Eris's mind right now.
Yeah. There is not about to be a fight, so I don't know why that music would be going off.
Well, she blew a gasket. There's
no fight for us here.
The true crazy 88.
Yes.
88 giants.
There's a whole lot of giants in that room.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Look at this. Look at
I
the
counted.
screen.
They're not all giants, but there's between 25 and 30 creatures.
Yes. Yeah. The big
As
party
Eris
going.
arrived, I'm telling the group about how bad the foot smelled and how I almost threw up, but I was really proud I held it in.
And then maybe Eris, right before you leave, you see this ogre by the door. The ogre notices the door is open and closes it, and then you'll just kind of back away into the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll describe this to the group as best as I can. I don't understand what they're saying, but they're rowdy, and there seems to be some sort of conversation going on, or attempting to go on, with the chief and one of the tall giants. And the matron seems to be moving in. Is she already handing out the drinks? Is that...
She's not handing out the drinks, no.
No, okay.
She doesn't even have the drinks yet. She's trying to,
servant.
weave through the party and get to the servant.
Okay. She hasn't handed out the drinks yet, but she's about to get her hands on them.
Very curious who she hands them to. Did you recognize any of the giants?
Did you say it was a bacchanal?
No, I didn't recognize any of the giants.
Ooh,
okay.
A lie.
Oh.
What's our, what are we gonna do here? We don't even know what those potions are.
Oh, God. I have no idea what to do.
And
I think
You got a lot of noise. Who's Mike?
Chris
Sorry,
just
I
adjusted
had
it.
to adjust my
that's okay.
girth.
should we
I think
explore
it's-
more, or wait here and wait to see what happens in there?
I think we need to find an exit.
Yeah, I think we leave and wait for like you'll know the signal when you see it.
Yeah, I gotta imagine. Like, I think coup d'etat is a fair bet, but like, I agree with Eris. I think an exit strategy is a really good move here.
I have a quick question while they're all kind of lingering about. I'm going to look at the shields. Are any of them, you said they're trophies, or any of them of special note?
Yeah, they're still, it's funny, like most of the stuff in this room had to be put on hold because of the interruption, but you look at the shields on the wall, and most of them are unattainable for your height, Heironimous, but
Barak sees
Yeah.
it and comes over to help, so he can reach him. I wanted to look at the shields too.
We ask Eris for help. Can you get that one off the top shelf?
Oh,
Do you want to do a quick
Like any
detect
insignias
magic?
on them? Anything special about them?
yeah, one of them looks really cool. It's got a maybe it's got like a rose, like a rose, and you can see all like the thorns, and the stem of the rose kind of swirls about, making a intricate design on the front of the shield, and it looks pristine. Like all the other ones look like they've seen battle. This one looks pretty pristine.
Bob, can I do divine sense?
Sure, it wouldn't.
Would that?
It
No.
wouldn't ping anything. No, there's no
Something like
fae, fiend,
hallow?
celestial. No.
Alrighty, fair enough.
Grab that one.
Any of the swords look particularly stabby?
There are no swords.
I know. I had to ask.
I was just-
Can I do a
He's trying to
history
will
check
them into existence.
on the insignia of that rose?
Sure, go ahead. Give me a check.
A 15.
You've never seen this insignia before. Like maybe you were maybe thinking maybe like a house symbol or something like that. If it is, it's not really recognizable. So no, not at this point. You can definitely grab it though. I think as long as you have somebody there to hop on the head of, you
I
can
thought,
grab
Barak,
it.
that one seems important. Grab it.
If I can reach it, I will, or I'll lift him up there.
Yeah, you
I
lift him
can.
up, you can grab it. This is a +1 shield. As soon as you attach it, you recognize the magical ability of it.
Ooh. Do I recognize any of the other insignias?
Nah, the rest of them are kind of like they
cool.
might not even have anything on them, just wooden or metal, but they don't have anything like this one. This one is in very good shape, very minor wear and tear to it. Mostly probably because it's magical, maybe had some extra resistance to when it got struck.
Cool.
Well,
Does anyone need a shield?
I think you're the only one who uses them, other than possibly Manbun.
Yeah, Mohag could use it. He uses a two-handed weapon, but he could.
Might not be a bad idea for him.
Why
Why
would
worse
it-
things from Nev?
Mohag's
you
just
already
hanging
have
out.
a magic shield?
Yep.
Oh.
Mine has the insignia. It's like got the sun emblazoned on it.
Oh.
And it's a +1 shield.
Hey, that's a cool
but
flower
also-
shield.
Yeah.
Mohag says.
Backup shield.
Sweet.
We should get out of here.
Yep.
Argos
North
killed
or
them
south?
all.
Say it again.
I said north or south.
Yeah, there are doors to the north and to the south, actually.
We came from the south, right?
You came from this door, but yes, from the south, yeah.
Yeah. I want to try to see what's in the north, if I can climb back on the ceiling and just, like, scurry down this hallway briefly.
Yeah, just move your token, yeah.
What's our timer on the goat?
Good question.
You know, in game time, not much time has passed right now. It's been that scene of them coming in and out, but I'd say maybe more 10 to 15 more minutes at most. So let's say there's at least a half an hour left.
We rolled the corpse in the hall into the giantess bedroom, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So I just see 2 doors to the north and 2 more doors to the west, is that right?
There's also this door right here.
And that one, okay. Yeah. I will report back.
3 options from this hallway. There's one here, to the north, to the right, and to the left.
And as soon as that giant degoatifies, the jig is up. Because he's going to know. He's going to know we've been here and we did stuff.
Does anyone stealthy want to examine the doors and like listen to see if you can hear anything on them?
I'm happy to try.
I can also do it from the ceiling. One of the other doors.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. I say quietly.
Yeah, we absolutely have to unpack Eris.
Super cool.
Clinging to the ceiling.
She's already moved away. She doesn't hear you say that.
While I agree, you've seen Karg turn into a puddle of water before. Like I feel like we're in this magical land.
Oh, dude, I know I can blow up into crazy stuff. It's not that I don't. It's not like I don't believe. I've never seen it. Just never seen it from her.
Yeah. This door, if you inspect it, is locked. Other than that, there seems to be no noise behind it. I'll need perception checks for the other doors, though. Eris.
Okay. I will go to this one, and here's my perception. 13. Should I roll a separate one for the other door?
Yeah. Do both.
Okay. 13 and I'm rolling a lot of 14s today.
That's pretty good. So this door, you sense cooler air. This might lead to an outer area, and you maybe even smell the smell of dogs.
Ah, okay.
This way, if you go this way is warmer, just like the rest of the rooms. You know, it's like, you know, it's more inner hall, right? So that one's not going to be leading to an outdoor area. And let's see. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's anything else that you would glean from that roll here.
Mm-hmm. I will go back and tell the group. The first door I checked didn't seem to have anything behind it. The second possibly leads outside, and I smelled dog. The third one to the west, again, probably leads back inside.
Do we want to find the basement where all the orcs are?
We definitely don't want to go outside and find the dogs, because if we're gonna get caught, that's not the way to get caught.
Bob, can I listen at this door in the south?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Oh crap, I didn't even see that door.
14.
There's a smell in there as well. Not dog, but it's certainly some sort of animal.
And I can't hear anything?
You might even hear, like, a heavy breathing, like a snoring, a heavy breathing.
Yep, I'll pass that to the group. Heavy breathing and snoring. Something animal down there in the south. So,
Did we see a polar bear?
You did. You saw a polar bear
room?
in the
Eris
great
saw it in
hall.
the main room, then.
Could be another batter then. I don't know what that wasn't the right accent.
A bear.
Yeah, I feel like as Barak ran back to the group, he did those like long strides where you're on like the tips of your toes, like trying to stay really quiet, like you're waking up for a midnight snack.
Music went like whoomp whoomp whoomp. Whoomp whoomp whoomp.
Exactly.
All right, what do we got? What's the plan?
Well, this door in front of me you said is locked, but we hear nothing. We don't smell anything coming
Yeah,
from
that
this door.
one. Yeah, that one doesn't give you much. There's not much going on there. It's quiet, and the door's locked.
All right. So we huddle up. I feel like, and so there's no way we're taking on the amount of giants here. And if we try to talk to them, they might just decide to kill us, which they could. So do we just leave? Do we try to explore more?
I don't think that this group of people should expect to be able to reasonably sneak around in here, because we have too many people who are not good at sneaking. So
Eric points to himself and looks beyond.
I don't think if we're going to try and spy in here, we need to leave that to specialists.
We've done all right so far.
I also don't think that like leaving is an option. We came here for a purpose, and like just like walking out is not on that agenda.
I could fireball them.
I don't know if that's the best option either.
I could do it 3 times.
Where's
Present
Mag-
ourselves.
Where's Magar?
One thing I've been thinking is that if we could find out what's happening with those potions that they're dealing out, you know, if we present ourselves and perhaps warn the people getting them, maybe we could endear us. It's very risky.
We don't even.
Erik, can you message the giants?
I can't
No.
message anyone.
Sorry, it wasn't you. It was Barak.
It was Barak.
Never mind. Barak. But
I
you don't
can,
speak
but I did it before and
giant.
they did not seem to understand.
I see.
I'm just spitballing ideas.
Wait,
you know?
what are? I know we've talked about our thread a couple times. Like, where is Magar right now? Like, we're supposed to come here and either kill or Nostra, either kill or talk to, and that doesn't seem super possible right this second. What is Magar just waiting for us outside?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should go talk to him and tell him what we just listened and see if he has a.
Yeah, but the leaving, coming back would potentially like kill that half-hour timer, 40-minute timer we have on the Go Giant.
Well, we can go kill that thing.
So I'm looking at my notes. Magar is waiting outside for us. He told us there's only one entrance in the front. The entrance in the back is where they keep the dogs, which don't like Magar. We can hide in a cave that looks down on the valley. He will stay there and make sure that we can use... Wait.
Find a place to escape to, right?
We can come back out and seek refuge there. It's a clear exit. That's what I wrote.
I think staying here is a good way to die.
The giants have bad eyesight and can be confused easily is something else I wrote down. But I think... I don't know if that's going to help us here.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that's been the case. I mean, you have had not the best luck with things, and they still are kind of, you know, not finding you per se. But Magar said that you know, he's gonna be there in the event that you need to have a quick escape. He can keep that cave as a place, you know. He'll stay there and kind of wait for you. If you need help, you can go out there. But that's your call. I mean, right now you have not been found. You know, I'm cool with if you wanted to like end the life of the giant that you turn into a goat. I mean, I think that's very doable. You know, you can basically prepare to attack it all. It's totally doable. But yeah, like I said, about half an hour of in-game time now is left on that spell.
We should go kill that now.
Outside of this, you have a couple of options presented to you. But yeah, I don't want to like, we don't have to like role play it or do that fight out. If you want to kill that giant, I'm fine with you going back in there and killing it.
Okay, I think we need to do that because
Yes.
otherwise, if we let him wake up, then a witness has seen us, and we'll tell them what to look for. So
Yeah.
I think we need to cover our tracks.
Okay, so you go back into that room. You can just move your tokens real quick down the hallway. You'll find it real quick.
Can we maybe try to arrange the bodies so that they killed each other?
Make it like a crime scene.
Yeah, so because
Fix
we're
it
gonna have to
out.
leave here, right?
Roll a forensics check.
Erik just thinks about Hyro just directing him and the
Yeah,
other
I
guys
could do,
while
like-
they're looking around these giant bodies.
Like a Sherlock Holmes investigation kind of thing, and
No,
move it
you're
over
other
there.
right, you idiot. Other right.
So here's what we'll do. We'll describe it like this. So you all surround the goat, right, in this room. The goat's just like, "Bah, bah," and you get him
He's
out
pleading
there.
for his life. I'll tell everybody.
You've tied him up against like the bedpost, and you're all weapons out, ready to go. And then Hyro will, dismiss the spell, and you'll pummel him, right? Like you all get to attack, and he barely transforms back into a giant before you kill him.
Wait, before we do this, can I turn to Erik and say, wait, would it be a good idea to try and ask him what's happening in there now that we have more information? And then if we
No,
have
because
to
he'll
kill
just
him,
shout.
I can ask him as a goat.
But he
You can
can't speak
understand
as a
it?
goat.
oh,
He can't speak.
okay, that'd be cool.
He can only be the goat. So
I mean, we can just kill him. I just thought that might be a good idea.
Let's kill him. Kill the
Okay,
goat.
great. We kill him.
So it's like the scene from Office Space with the printer,
Oh God.
and you guys just like pummel this thing. I mean, he's turning, like his goat head is
terrible.
misshapen. It's turning back into a giant. He's growing in size and bulk, and then spell and spear and knife and bolt and everything is hitting him, and then Eris comes in there and drops kicks him right in the face, and he's dead. He's lying there on the floor. Heironimous, how do you want to arrange the bodies?
so like if we could get them all in the same room, so they like maybe like the males try to like attack the female,
Sure.
right? And so like she fought them, and they all just ended up killing each other, right? So
hippos.
get their clubs and like lay the clubs down so it's covering the stab wounds and the decapitation, whatever. I don't know.
They all have clubs, and they have multiple stab wounds all over their bodies.
Yeah.
They're giants.
so-
They're not very smart.
So I think that maybe. Yeah, let me
You
do that.
rest-
How about it?
Rest their clubs on each other's heads. Like just...
Yeah, we can try to bash their heads in a bit. Hyro would revel in this, telling everyone, "Bash that one's head right there with that club."
This is too funny. This is
Just
great.
thinking back to
I'll
the Kill
roll
Dose
on
rule he read.
my crime scene staging skill.
Yeah, give me I guess it would be
Investigation. It's the
yeah,
opposite of investigation.
in opposite investigation. Give me an intelligence check, or yeah. Well, I could accept investigation for this.
So there's an 18.
There you go. So it looks like the giants have each dealt a killing blow to each other, and they're lying on the floor. This
All
is
right.
great.
That at least that would diminish the alarm if we have to leave and come back.
Yeah, and there's
Hopefully-
also the door is open here. By the way, those sleeping giants are still there.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't know
we
if
have
anybody
more,
wants to do something about that door. I know they're tied up, but
do we have more time to put more money in our pocket while this is happening?
no.
Or sprinkle some on some of the dead giants?
Spill it out on the floor at least. Yeah, like they're fighting.
funny.
Yeah, they were
that could be
fighting
part of
over
what they're
money.
fighting over.
Yeah, sure. Spill some gold out or coins out. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, just sort of tump the chest over.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
Do we hear any noises coming from the children's room?
Yeah, the frolicking. They have
They're
been
still-
oblivious to the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
right,
let's
move your
get the
tokens
hell
back.
out of here because this
I think
is
I
not...
jammed the door shut on my way out.
Oh, you jammed it shut. Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the children's room.
So, do we want to continue to explore this place, or
I think we should try and find out.
I'm
what's-
down with trying to find this downstairs kind of place.
Group, what do you want to do?
Being a hero's risky. Let's do it.
All right.
I mean, like,
so
I think something's going to happen with these giants sooner or later. Like, we know for a fact that the matron is trying to do something. We just don't know what or what her purpose is. So, like, even if we don't have a timer on us, like, there are events happening outside of this room that we can't control and have to account for. You know what I'm saying? There's known knowns and there's known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns.
Nobody knows about them.
That's what I'm saying.
They're unknown.
Are we
see
prepared
people
to
are...
possibly encounter an orc army?
Oh yeah,
Hyro is.
Hyro loves orcs. He
Hyro's
gets
right.
along with them super good.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to do one of those things where like you stand in the middle and you wait for the orcs to attack you, and you wait for the giants to attack you, and then you do like a backflip and they attack each other. But like,
Nice.
but like not, but like metaphorically.
Mhm.
So we know this one's locked, and it's not something that can be picked. Or
It could. Skeggi's picked a lock before.
Which lock are we talking about? The side door?
this one Sasori and I are next to.
Okay, I can pick it. I can. Well, I
Check for
certainly-
traps.
Okay. Let's see.
You can investigate
What
that door
is-
if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah. Let me give it a good look at first before I start picking at it. Is that you want perception or investigation or no or what?
You can investigate it if you're like, analyzing the lock.
Sure. 19.
Yeah. The lock looks fairly similar to the other one, like that you picked in the door down there. It's very, rudimentary lock, and you don't notice anything strange about the door that looks like it would be trapped or that there's any mechanisms. It looks like a pretty standard lock on a door.
Okay, I'll pick it.
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
give me
roll
your
my
thieves'
acrobatics because it's the same as my
Yeah. Mhm.
these tools, and there's no button for that. 17.
tool. 17. Yeah, the door will open.
I
So
look at-
this
I-
door. Yeah.
I look at Barak and Sasori and like, we open it.
We have
Let me let-
my dust
we
crusher
ha-
ready.
Let me give a listen before I open it. I want to listen with my own ears.
Yeah. No need. It's silent.
Okay.
Silent.
All right. I'll push it open a little bit and peek through.
Inside, this is a room, clearly the quarters of the chief, no doubt. It's hung with rugs and skins and hides all over the walls, the floors. There's a bed in the corner, 2 chairs, a small table with there's actually a ton of cheap wine on it. A chest for clothing, and clothing also hangs on pegs on the wall. There's also a thick chain that looks like it's got a collar, like a metal collar, almost like a large leash, and that is chained to the wall. It's like set into the wall, but the chain has been, or the collar has been unlocked. There's nothing attached to it.
What's it smell like in here?
It smells like wet fur and bad farts.
Nice.
Okay. This is a chest, you say, and this is a table with lots of cheap wine on it.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's go check out the chest then. if
Yeah,
we're
search
here.
the room.
I'll run to the table. I feel like if there's anything on it.
Yeah.
Besides the wine.
The table has the wine on it, and that's it.
I'll grab a bottle.
Sure.
It's 17 feet tall.
Yes.
It's a Nebuchadnezzar.
The chest, which is not locked, you can open it, has weapons and a shield,
Really?
but sized for a giant.
Weapons and a shield sized for a giant. That's not helpful.
You
It
want
actually-
see if you
it-
can lift one.
And I'll be honest with you, it's actually just described just as that. Like literally, it says weapons, a shield, an old shield, and well-used weapons. That's literally all it says. Doesn't describe what they are. They're not. I'm assuming they're clubs, because most of the weapons they use are like, just like a log. So.
No false bottoms, nothing tricky like that.
No.
The giants aren't that tricky.
Any place else in this room obvious where anything valuable could be?
No, that's it.
Should we hide in this
What a
room, and
crappy
kill him when he
chief.
comes back here drunk?
I'm kinda with that, actually.
I think the actual loot, or so to speak, loot in this room is all the furs. Actually,
Wet
there's
fur.
hides and fur all over the place. The walls hang with it. The floors are covered with it. I know they don't just show it in the map, but it's described as that's like the big thing in this room. It's like there's furs everywhere, bear,
Like
dire wolf, things like that.
almost like a 70s like shag rug
Yes,
covering
yeah,
all the
yes.
sweet.
He's
Somewhere in the
actually a
corner,
hippie, Nasra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Candle is lit and Marvin Gaye spins.
Yeah. So that's
Do
what you see.
want to try and ambush him when he comes back to go to bed?
He may not make it back here because they're gonna drug him, right?
Well, then we win
We don't know
anyway.
who's getting drugged.
That's
I
good.
mean, someone's gonna come back to the chief's chambers, though.
It seemed like there was some diplomatic meeting happening, some summit. Right? There were giants from different places, not just hill giants. Different kinds of giants that I saw, at least. Do you think someone from the chief's inner circle is trying to hijack the whole thing, or is the chief luring those other giants here to take them down? That would seem to go against his purposes from what we learned from Magar, but anything could be possible.
Based on what we heard from the matron, though, it sounds like whoever's getting drugged also has orcs in the basement ready to spring. So it might be worth just waiting until we hear a ruckus and then jumping into the fracas.
I like that. Yes.
Does
Could
shoot?
you
No, Tim has
describe the
disbanded.
ruckus, sir?
Can we dress up like
Maybe
orcs?
disband him. Yeah, maybe, like could he like listen in somehow? Could Chris,
Well,
do
I
you have
wasn't
invisibility or
volunteering
anything?
myself. Don't.
No,
come
no,
on
this
now.
is Barrett. I'm thinking out loud.
Okay.
Chris, do you have invisibility or anything to conceal a person?
Of course I do.
So does
I
Tim.
mean, he could turn you invisible,
Of course
Erik,
I
so that
do.
you would at
Don't.
least, I don't know. And if you could listen, then you could at least find out what they're talking about. Although maybe the door's closed, I don't know if we're able to open it.
Wait a second. Hold on.
I'm just brainstorming.
I have greater invisibility.
Oh,
I did
Solid.
not memorize
Eh.
the low level invisibility.
Can
Chris,
greater invisibility be
laughing
used
it
on
out
another
there.
person?
I don't know. But that's a very high level spell for me just to be using for stuff
Sure.
like that.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I really want to
Target.
find out what they're
Touch.
happening in there.
I
think
just
want to
or
know
a creep
why.
lot. Yeah. With Eris telling us all about all the different giants and that it feels diplomatic and this, learning about how this is more than just this area from Magar and everybody. I'm really pushing for we need to learn more.
I'm
But-
down. I agree with that.
And with Erik being the only one to understand. Although, do you want to we could wait here.
Give me.
Better
I can
assassinate
give me a few minutes and I'll cast comprehend languages.
True.
Sasori is in the corner doing that thing where you practice fencing by yourself, just back and forth. Haha.
That they call that something?
Practicing?
Right,
Practicing
so
fencing.
I need 10 minutes so I can cast it on myself. And it lasts
Always
for an hour.
stabby. Love it. I would do whatever. Eric's always open to everyone's ideas. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I don't have enough information to have an idea.
I agree.
We
And
can't
that's why I think we
hide.
should get more.
We don't understand. No, but how do we get it? We don't understand the language. We can't
Well,
get
that's what
anyone
Chris
who
is-
can
Heironimous
understand.
or
By
Erik.
using the
Yeah, Chris is casting a spell right now that he can understand, and
No.
right now Erik does understand. Yeah. So it's up to you guys if you want to send in either one or two of them into that room. You can do it. Is
If
comprehend languages?
I send Cockroach over to just kind of perch Can I hear through his ears?
You can see what he sees and like experience through his view and hear and
So I'll cast it. I'll send him over
but only within 100. Well, only within 100 feet.
Yeah. So how far is it over there? Yeah. So from here, so that I'm safe, I can send Cockroach over to kind of hang out and listen.
Yeah. The door is closed right now, though.
Can he hear anything from the door?
It's hard because it's so loud in the room. It's hard to. Yeah, I mean, you can probably hear stray conversations, but anything that's like a serious conversation, like at the table, you'd have to like be there basically to hear it. It's just too hard.
Will go as quietly as he can. Is this just a slab door, Bob, or is there a handle on it? Like, can I pull it?
There's a handle on it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as he walks up to it, he's gonna whisper, Hyperius, give me your strength, to himself, and he's gonna cast Peerless Athlete.
Okay.
So with that, shoot, what do I have? Thought I had it ready. I can do a bunch more stuff. Let's see. I have advantage on athletics and acrobatics. The amount I can push, carry, or drag, or lift is doubled, and the amount I can jump, length, and height is increased by 10. So I'm twice as strong, and I have advantage on checks. Can I try to pull it open?
Yeah, totally.
Now, trying to pull it open just enough to get Cockroach in.
Yeah, now this is a very large door, right? These are the double doors. They're not the regular ones where, So you would have to make a check instead of having the multiple people help you.
Yes.
So go ahead. You can make the check with advantage for your Peerless Athlete.
Okay.
Cockroach helps.
For sure.
Last time the door opened, did the hinges make a noise?
No, these ones didn't make a noise. But if they did, the noise of this party is so great that it probably wouldn't be observed.
Okay, great.
Can't you
25.
just dismiss Cockroach and recast it within like 30 feet?
It takes 10 minutes to recast a Cockroach.
Okay, so two things. 25 is obviously
charcoal.
more than enough to open the door in just you. I mean, Barak, does a couple squats, cracks his knuckles, gets a little hold in the door. His fingers in the middle section between the two, and pries it open. And maybe it squeaks a little bit, the rusty hinges, but the loud noise just kind of pierces through the opening, and it's just loud in general. It's a raucous party, so even that little noise is not really perceived by many. And then Cockroach can kind of perch at the top of the door and just look in, peek in, just like Eris was.
Barak sneaks back, but the moment he gets to the corner, he stops doing like the sneaky steps and starts like walking really tall and strong and like flexes a little.
Nice.
Make a stealth check.
Please
Let me
don't.
just move this. Trying to move this thing. What the heck? Oh, here it is. There you go.
There we go. Can you give me Cockroach vision so I can see?
Let's just use your token for now.
Okay.
There we go.
Good enough.
So you're inside the hall still, like by the chief's room, right? That's where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do your classic warg and your eyes roll back. You can see through and experience what Cockroach sees at the perch on top of the door. And like I described, Eris, you see this massive great hall. There's a big fire pit in the center. There's giants abound. There's a stone giant here, clearly. This giant you've never seen before, but I'd say you probably have the knowledge of your research. This is a cloud giant, one of the rarest giants that you would ever... You in fact expected not to see one of these, like even...
I know they're good, at least. So why are they here?
Well, you don't know that they are all good, right? But they are generally better natured than the hill giants, which are always a bit ornery.
That's weird.
And you can see that there's a few giants in here that stand out. Like I said, there's the hill giant matron. She's the one that you saw with the platter. And you can see her servant and her finally looks like they linked up. So now the servant is right behind her with the drinks, and she's holding 2 of the drinks from the platter in her hand. She looks like she's trying to find some sort of a passage into that inner table. This, like, you know, it seems like this table is like where all the VIPs are sitting. And then there's other giants and servants all about here. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna have Cockroach kind of perch over here on that, like a pillar.
Those are pillars, but you know, obviously you couldn't be on it then.
Cockroach can't perch on a pillar?
No, because they're like holding the, you know, they're holding the structure up. They're not like just a platform.
I envision like trees, like, you know, like logs.
Yeah, no, these are like pillars in a room. They're not just trees.
They're
all right,
smooth granite columns.
They're not granite, but they are smooth. Yeah.
All right. You'll have to just kind of hang out there at the door then.
Okay. Give me a perception check. See
unless there's a
hear.
closer spot I can get to.
Well, there definitely is closer spots. Safer ones, I don't know.
He's gonna try to get closer.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Well, I want to hear what the boss is saying, right?
Okay. So yeah, fly him. Give me a stealth check with him and fly him closer.
So I'm gonna try to get, I guess, over to here, maybe. See where I move myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Give me a stealth check.
A 10.
Okay.
Pretty loud in there.
It is so loud. Yeah.
And there's a perception.
Maybe
13.
Okay, so Cockroach flies over towards that pillar and kind of like gets to the ground beneath, you know, maybe just to the side of it, so he's a little obscured from the sight of the people at the table. And his little, you know, beak pokes out, his little face pokes out, and he's sitting basically underneath, like, you know, just off to the side of the stool of Nosnra. And you can see like pieces of the flesh of whatever animal he's got as he rips it out with his teeth. They kind of fly onto the floor. Cockroach ducks and dives, gets out of the way. Meanwhile, the conversation's happening. That polar bear lifts its head, sniffs the air, looks around.
He'll crawl under a piece of flesh.
Yeah, he gets under like a chicken leg or something like that, or I guess it would be more of like a cow's leg or something, and he crawls under like one of the, you know, rib cages of whatever animal is there. The polar bear starts moving towards Cockroach, not really finding him just yet because there's lots of smells here. And Nosnra, like when the polar bear gets up and like actually is walking, Nosnra like grabs it by the scruff and like shoves it back under the table, and he like smacks him on the nose like pretty hard, like aggressively hard, and then throws some food down there for him.
We don't like that.
Nosnra's not great. Nosra's not great.
You all thinking polar bear pet? Because that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Mount polar bear.
I think we should rescue this poor abused animal and take it for ourselves.
But
it's gonna
just
kill
like
us.
a dog.
Classic.
Just like the dog, the bear is like, even though it like did get, you know, its scruff grabbed and, you know, it got given some food, it's like staring at the carcass that Cockroach is under. And it's like inching closer, like a little bit at a time, to see if like its master knows that it's moving. But it's kind of it sees something, Heironimous. It sees something, but it's right near Nosnra's feet. Here's what you hear, and you have comprehend languages right now?
I do.
Okay. There is. I'm going to let it happen. I don't know if there's any sort of weird interaction with like hearing, because technically Cockroach is hearing it. I don't know. I feel like it will make it work. It's like a magical game of, you know, Wi-Fi,
Telephone.
the internet. Yeah. But this stone giant is like leaning over the table, and he's speaking a very different dialect of giant than the rest of the hill giants. He's definitely speaking. It's gruff, but it seems a little bit more refined than even the hill giants. And he says, "You want us to go on a conquest to the south, There are armies in the lands where you come from. The human armies. They're powerful. They have magics. We cannot defeat them. And Nosnra, rips through some more food. And he says, not like this. He says, your attitude. And he's got this very guttural, kind of tone to his voice. We are the end of things. Where we go, we will destroy. That is our purpose. And they're in an argument. And then his wife, this large giantess, gets in the way, and she's like, I don't understand why we have to wage war, Nosnra. We have all that we need here. No one will ever attempt to infiltrate this place. They'd be fools. And he doesn't really seem to care. He's like, we have a purpose. We will take what is ours, but we will break their spirits while we do it. And then all the other giants at the table kind of do a here, and Nosnra's, we march south, we march west, until there is nothing left. And he digs into some more food. That's the conversation you hear.
So negotiation might be off the table.
Feels like.
All right.
Someone say stabby stabby?
So I think that's what I'm going to get. So I'm going to attempt to get Cockroach out of there now.
The polar bear starts to run as Cockroach flees. And then he's grabbed yet again by Nosnra and pulled back under the table forcefully.
And just so you know, yes, I could hear through Cockroach.
Cool. Perfect.
I have a thing I want to do while this is going on back here in Nosnra's room.
Go for it.
I have still 10 doses of that drow poison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to, I would have checked this out before because rogue.
Is that from Vecna, the drow poison?
Yep.
Whoa.
Does it smell or is it pretty subtle? I mean, obviously I'm not tasting it, and I know it's a weapon poison, really, not an ingested poison. But does it have, if I open a vial and smell it, like if I were going to point, does it have a distinct odor or anything? Or is it pretty subtle?
Question.
Dump it all into their keg.
These wine bottles.
I was going to put it in in the first wine bottle he's going to pull and drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
I don't see anything on the actual. Excuse me. Hold on. Sorry. I don't see anything on the actual entry about a description.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it would have an overt scent because I feel like the drow are super, deceptive
Poison.
as well, and wouldn't want to have it have a smell. Maybe just like that of a bitter taste or a bitter smell if you were really close to it. But I would imagine it's rather.
I want to put.
Five.
Put 5 vials of it, 5 of my 10 vials, into. Are any of these wine bottles open already, or are they wine bottles, or what is the wine in? Did you say?
It actually just says wine. I'd imagine it's in some sort of a carafe.
Okay, so the one that's kind of in the front of the group, in fact, I'll kind of slide it forward so it'd be the one you'd naturally grab first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And red wine, I hope.
Sure.
Dark.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pouring 5 vials of this poison into it.
Okay.
Yikes.
I love this.
Yeah. Well done.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see what happens when they drink.
It's off-label, but maybe it'll at least make him sick, and it might make them mad at each other.
Now, look, I think all of you would probably know, and especially Chris when he briefed you all, hill giants are rather hardy creatures. They eat and, digest lots of terrible things on a regular basis. They for lack of a better term, they have an iron stomach. But, poison is poison. so it could certainly do damage. But depending on their role and what their resistances are, yeah, I would say this could do some damage.
So just for the record, I have a lot of firepower ready to go, and hypnotic pattern, which can knock out groups.
Yes, that's actually true. Yeah, it's a pretty good spell.
So I am piped and ready.
You want to take on this whole room full of giants?
I am
Yes.
As one of the people who has to be in the front, taking all those, I mean,
as the person
Chris,
wearing no
they
armor.
will kill me eventually.
Hiram's bloodlust is high. He's like, whatever.
As the person wearing no armor, I like that.
I love it.
You have a
We can
shield.
we can home alone this thing. We set up all sorts of traps, and like you're just at every corner, setting off a fireball at every corner.
I like that.
Well,
I'm
I
setting
mean,
up paint cans.
I almost set that pile of firewood on fire back in the other room. I was looking. It took a resistance roll to not light that on fire. I'm wondering if setting this place on fire might not.
Well,
We've
I
done
think
it before.
they said the whole place is pretty wet, right? So I'm guessing they've eliminated that as an option for us.
Yeah, because we looked at it from the outside and considered that possibility, and it was
But now we're
pretty well
inside.
damp. It was difficult to
Well,
light
we
the place on fire.
Well, we could light the flammable stuff on fire. I mean, we're just talking about creating chaos in here. I'm not expecting
Yeah,
it
yeah.
to burn down before 30 giants can get out.
Pile some
But-
tables in front of the double doors with the wood and light that on fire. Although that's a lot of movement.
I still
I
think
don't-
we need to like let those kids run amok.
Sure.
Mohawk
I don't
says, I don't.
I
ahead.
just say, sorry. So they run amok. What's the best case scenario?
I don't think we have a
It
clear
pissed-
plan now.
If
Yeah,
they
good
off their
point.
parents,
We've never
their-
had a clear plan.
Mohawk
their
says.
parents
Mohawk says with a
separate.
very large gulp in his throat, he goes, I don't know if we should go and make ourselves known to all the giants or
No.
make the children run around. That would sound dangerous.
I think the smart thing is to get out. Leave whatever traps we can to sow confusion and dissent among them and get out.
And then, are we like operating on the assumption that we hope it works and we have to come back later, or like if our goal is now to kill the giants in charge because we decide diplomacy off the table, which like I'm on board with, diplomacy is off the table. We should do it while we're here, though.
I don't think we can. I
Do we-
don't think we have the power to kill specific giants out of the group.
I don't think
Hopefully,
if
the best we can do is get them to fight amongst themselves.
we
Did
even come back though, then they know we're trying to mess with them, and like that worsens our odds.
So far, they don't know we're here.
If we try and poison them, they will.
No, they don't. They don't know we did it. We know someone did. How do they know it's not the old matron?
I think that puts up their defenses though. That makes it more unlikely that they're going to be open to.
They're going to be
Nope.
mad at each other.
That's a big if.
So we
I know. I'm just saying we shouldn't leave while we're here. Like
We
while
don't
we're
wanna
here, we
wait
need to
here.
finish this.
He's gonna come to this room by himself.
That's
so-
what I'm saying. While we're here, we can wait literally in this room, and like him or the next chief will show up. We can kill somebody in this room.
Is the bed clearly for him and his wife?
No,
There you go.
it doesn't look big enough for two giants.
It's for one person.
It's kind of like an I Love Lucy situation. They each get their own beds.
Let's hide in here, and if like best case scenario, poison works, we can leave
Well,
and sneak out the back
There
door.
should be lots of opportunities to hide in here.
Yeah.
With all,
Worst
with
case
all these
scenario,
furs around, we just snuggle down under the furs and wait for him.
So
and then
draw
we can
poison is not
kill
going
him.
to kill him, though, right? That makes him sleep, doesn't it?
No, it does
yeah,
damage.
It does damage, and if he misses the roll by 5, it puts him to sleep.
Oh, that's not happening.
That would
It's
be
not.
great.
It's not. Like I said, I didn't think it was going to kill him. I'm just going to make him.
while they're still partying,
Angry.
do we want to take advantage of their distraction and explore this one last indoor area?
Yes.
Are we sure that doesn't just open into the Great Hall again?
It doesn't
I
sound
guess
that
Heard the
Heironimous
same
or Eris would know.
sounds.
Eris
I don't think we
did
heard the
check
same-
that door.
Well, and like when Cockroach was inside, did he see another set of double doors up there?
Thought doors.
There was not.
Yeah. So
No doors.
So we know that's not there. I also mentioned Hiro, did you share that the chief's wife, seemed to not necessarily be on board?
I shared what I heard.
Okay, so I'm trying to keep in mind that
I would have shared that. I think I saw that.
we don't want to necessarily kill all the hill giants if we can, kind of, if we have to, we have to, but like, if we can allow them to continue up here, they do keep the demons at bay from the tree. So we don't necessarily want to if we don't have to. We just want to kill the giants that have come here.
Got it. Don't kill all the giants.
If possible. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
I'll have to find a way.
There are 2 doors you haven't explored. It's this one down here, although you did hear the sound of an animal in it, and then these 2 double doors lead to another inner chamber. It doesn't
go there.
It does not have the sound of the Great Hall.
For the record, I'm down to stay in the chief's room. I just wouldn't mind knowing what's over here.
Let's open that door.
Before we,
This door is not locked, so you could open it, Barak, if you choose to.
Sure. I'll, pull it open just a crack.
Are you the only one going? Is everybody else kind of staying behind, or?
I'm up here, behind him, watching.
I'm not going to leave Barak alone.
Mohag will help you open the door.
I put my hand up. I got 10 minutes of this. I'm gonna flex while I can.
You open the door, and inside. There you go. Inside, you see another smaller dining room. The room beyond the double doors is used clearly for meals. It looks like it could also be used as like a meeting chamber. There's a long table, 1 great chair at the head, and then you can see smaller chairs along the sides and in the opposite end. There is the table is tall. You can't see what's on it. It looks like there are items on the table, but it's hard to tell what they are from your angle. There's also a large animal skin that hangs on the wall opposite the fireplace, and several shelves, a smaller table, and chairs. And yeah, that's what you can see from your vantage point.
Okay.
Can I climb up a wall and take a look from higher?
Yes, you can climb up higher, and anybody that wants to can climb up on one of the stools. Obviously you can scale them. So Barak, you get up into the big chair. Looks like the chief's chair. You look down, maybe standing on top of the chair. You can just get your head and nose peeking over the table. It's a long table. And then Eris, you get to the top once you go up the wall, and you can see on the table is a large map of the area. A large map of it's actually got multiple maps of the lands of Vartim. You might even recognize some of them. Maps like continent maps of Ilmith. These don't look like they have been drawn by giants, but it actually looks like they are trying to copy over a larger version for their sized hands and holdings. There's papers and things like that, and you also see miscellaneous items. There's mugs, paper scraps, an old knife, and it looks like they use rocks as paperweights, but they're kind of like stones for you.
Sure. I want to take the maps, but I also don't want to make them suspicious. So, is there one map or that seems to reveal a lot of info about the giant movements in particular?
Yes, there is. There's one that looks like they've translated over already.
Can I take whichever one is easier to read?
Yeah.
The original or the translated one?
Yeah, it looks like there are the give me an insight check, actually. Give me an insight check.
Mm-hmm. 17.
It looks like the items that are on there that you thought were paperweights are actually areas they plan to attack. The rocks, they're not just situated to keep the papers down. It looks like they are situated on cities of Ilmith and Vartim.
Great. I take out a piece of charcoal, circle both of them, move the rocks, and take the map.
Great, awesome. And I would say Eris.
I tend to just take maps. All of them.
Eris, from your vantage point, you can see that there's a rugs, or skins hanging on the walls, like I've described. You can see one of them is a manticore hide, and it is on the wall here in the corner. You notice that it moves almost like a draft is blowing it.
I'll wave to get someone's attention, maybe Barak, and just silently put my finger to my lips to be quiet and point to where I see the draft coming from. Oh, Barak left.
Oh, Nate's not here?
Great.
Oh, there you are.
Say it again.
So Eris had, I don't know if you heard what I was saying, Nate, but Eris had noticed a manticore skin hanging down with the draft, and she silently let Barak know about that.
Excellent. Barak pockets the map, does a quick scan for anything else valuable on the table that would be good information. If he doesn't see anything, he hops down and will try to sneak away from that.
Yeah,
Did we hear any noises coming from behind the manticore skin?
You'd have to get closer. You'll be in
I'd
this
love to
corner right here.
get closer on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Let's say Barak's trying to get under the table.
You can now look behind the mantle, and there is a opening here. It leads into a small little corridor.
A corridor, okay.
Yep.
Barak
If I
will come
can
join you if
just
you wish.
grab this thing here. There we go.
Do I see towards the end of the corridor?
You
Is
can
there
see the
another
whole
door?
thing. Yeah, there's a what looks like a stairwell. Move your token. Maybe I have to move your token in. Maybe you're not allowed to. There we go. There's a dark stairwell that leads down. There's no lights in this area. There's a slight breeze kind of coming up from down the steps that was blowing the manticore hide. This is just a lighting wall that's not actually there, that block. You see it? I'll move it in a second. I just couldn't delete it before. So yeah, this is a small little back room. Maybe would be like a pantry or a closet or something like that. But stairs go down this way.
Any noises I hear coming from down the stairs?
You also see a few other things, Dasha. So there are several scroll tubes in this room. They're stacked over on this corner here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's logs, firewood, and then on top of it are scroll tubes. And yeah, it's a small chamber. Nothing that fancy in here. It's dark, completely dark, but you can see them.
Any noises coming from down the stairs?
You give me a perception check.
Will do. 16.
You hear something. It's echoey, very echoey. It must be made of stone, somewhere down there. As soon as the stairs descend, you notice maybe even the walls change. As you get underground, it's like stonework under the ground, and there's echoes. Some sound like maybe growls, conversation, but chatter that you can't distinguish from this distance. And even screams, distant howls.
Howls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe even chittering sounds. Something's down there for sure.
Okay. I want to get out of here, but also how big are the scroll?
They're small.
Containers?
They're you could hold them. You could, maybe a foot.
Are there scrolls inside of them? Is that kind of how they?
You want to grab them?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yes, there are some scrolls here. One tube, I'll tell you, is sealed.
Suggestion.
It's sealed and marked with a triangle surrounding a Y. The rest of them are not marked.
Does that symbol tell me anything?
It does not.
Something known? Okay.
It's a triangular shape surrounding a Y on one of them. The rest of them are not marked.
And are the rest sealed as well?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna gather up a couple and bring them out to the group and just quietly let them know that, like, there's a staircase in there. I think it leads down to maybe where the orc army is. There's something down there.
The orcs we can talk to.
They're reasonable.
No, I mean we could.
I think we should talk to them. I agree. Yeah.
Like you speak orc, some of you, right?
Yes, I speak orc.
Oh, wait. Oh, sweet. Me too. Let's go speak some orcs.
I think me 3.
Let's go and check out this room before we go down.
Good point.
Yeah.
I will show the scrolls to Heironimous and see if he can make.
So it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear what they are now. Once you get out here, the other scroll tubes that are they don't have that like symbol on them. They're empty. They have the maps are here on the table. Like they were maps of the continents, and they were human maps, so they fit into, or humanoid-sized maps, so they fit into these tubes. These are the tubes that contain them. This door, Heironimous. Sorry, this one, right? That's the one you want to go to?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna check out the maps and all that while they're.
Yeah, you can all check everything out. Yeah. So this room is. This is an arms room. It looks like there's armor, shields, and weapons stored here. It looks like that's the only way in or out of this room. There are also 4 huge fur capes among the dozen or so items in this place. These items are large, giant-sized weapons, and they look like they are actually like the better weapons. Like the ones that he had in his room, they certainly weren't very nice. These ones are well maintained. You can see that there is the weapons are 3 spears and like 7 clubs, and they're all really well maintained items. The capes are made of otter pelt, which is worth quite a lot of money.
Well, we should
Are
definitely
these
take those.
weapons like even of a size that we could use?
They're not weapons you can use, no.
Are the otter pelts small enough that like they can be rolled into a pack, or are they like?
You could probably
large?
roll them up, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Maybe like 1 otter pelt could be the cape could be rolled up and put into a bag, but it's it would take up a large portion of your bag. It's a cape made for a 20-foot tall individual.
It's drapes.
Can Barak use a dagger and cut a cape out of the cape? Cut himself an otter pelt cape.
It might look a little odder once you do that, but yes, you could do that.
Great. I'll add it to the party inventory, and then we can certainly go see a tailor later if you'd like.
Who clapped this?
Barak's got his rough one for now.
That was
He's
John.
really proud of it.
John, that got your seal of approval?
Yep.
Thank you.
Well done.
Inspiration for John.
Yeah.
For pandering to the DM.
Nate, you want to take some otter pelt? Anybody want to take an otter pelt?
I'm cutting my own cape, really rough and quick.
Okay. Nate, when you go to cut one of the otter pelts, you spring a trap. Just kidding.
God, I was like, oh man. Well, I deserve it.
You notice something wrapped in an old rag under one of the otter pelt cloaks. In the corner is a javelin.
I pick it up.
This javelin is not made for giant-sized. It's a humanoid one. Again, it's wrapped in a rag, so it's not like something that they had been using, but it is a very finely made javelin.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that for now.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about who in our group could best use a javelin.
Who can use a javelin, everybody?
Are they just regular simple weapons?
I mean, like Barak can use a javelin, but He also has a -1 to Dex and thinks he's really inaccurate.
You can use strength for it, by the way.
Oh, never mind. Barak feels really good about this javelin.
It's a thrown weapon.
Yeah, he's gonna take it for now.
You possess this weapon. You grab it. Barak, it's one of the coolest javelins you've ever seen. It actually is like double bladed, so it's got like the blades like Darth Maul's lightsaber, you know? On both sides there's points, and it's made of metal. The handle is like, you know, like a cool steel, gray steel. The actual the blades on it are not just like pointed blades. It's almost jagged, looks like lightning bolts on each end.
Okay, Barak immediately puts 2 holes through his cape in a diagonal way, and even though he doesn't plan on using it, slides this diagonally through the cape so that it's riding on his back and looks awesome.
So,
yeah.
Barak, this is a magical weapon.
Sweet.
I'm going to send it in the chat now that you are possessing it. Here it comes.
The magical javelin of giant slaying.
It is a javelin of lightning.
Pretty sweet.
Thick.
Oh my god.
So this thing is actually really cool. I don't know if you see the actual rules for it when you see it there.
On the bottom?
Yeah, do you see it?
Yep.
So don't say anything. We'll let the viewers see what this does when it actually gets used.
Sure.
All right.
I think I saw that in a Marvel movie once.
Yeah. All right. Where to next?
Down the stairs.
Mohag, by the way, says, you know, I am very proficient with javelins and spears.
Awesome. It's good to always have a backup, Mohag.
So, I hand him one of the giant spears, so he's got his 50-foot pole like Zeb.
Oh. Poor Zeb. All right, where to now, Croup?
Down the
Let's go
stairs.
down.
You go down, yeah.
All right, who's going first down the stairs?
I don't speak giant.
I don't
I'm
like this.
Happy to go first.
I don't
He's
wanna go
just not
first.
sneaky. So like if we want sneak to be involved, someone else is going like,
Maybe one of the
well ahead
rogues?
of Barak.
They said orc army downstairs. I don't know if sneaky is
Great.
particularly
Barak's happy to
gonna be
just
useful.
walk down. Yeah.
I could be way wrong too. I'm just we heard army, or I heard army before.
Tim, you've never been wrong.
I'm never wrong ever. So
All right. So the standard marching order with like Barak in the front, I think Sasori behind him, and the rest going in the more careful order. Skeggi bringing up the rear. You start to head down into the darkness of what is the dungeon level of the Hill Giant steading. Like I said, there's noises. You hear chittering sounds. You almost feel like creepy crawlers are all around you as the darkness gets, overcomes you. Humans will need to feel the wall, but eventually maybe bring out a light source. But as you descend into the darkness, we will pause here and see you next week, when who knows what's going to happen in the dungeons of the Hill Giant Chief steading. I mean, it's the safest place to be, I'm sure.
you say orc army. I heard orc Amy.
You heard.
This is our good friend.
So you do know
Origami.
some orcs.
It's just origami down there.
Yes,
A bunch of
origami.
folded Japanese paper.
Yeah.
Yes, the Hill Giantess said, when I give you the signal, bring the origami to me.
This is an elaborate dinner party. Of
And
course.
then
We're doing
this party's
craft
really
time.
gonna start rocking.
You'll know the symbol.
Paper swans everywhere.
We're gonna do paint by numbers after.
Oh, man. Well, I gotta be honest with you. I know that there's a lot of like, oh man, do we do this? Is this the right move? You guys are doing great. I mean, I think the rest of the chat will probably agree with me. This has been an epic, like, sort
Doesn't
of like,
feel like it.
you're spelunking through these hill giants, and they're so oblivious that it really, I mean, there were some rolls where people got like 9s, and the hill giants are like, whatever, I'm sure this stool is fine to sit on. It's all good. But that polar bear was on to a cockroach. The polar bear. He's ready. Until next week, though, we'll see you all same time, same place, here on the tabletop. Have a good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Bye.